From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here in Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with the Houston Texans. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. Dances by. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Black 58 rail. Here we go now.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game.
On second down, here's Mahomes. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 65 yards. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. So that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Butker now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 18.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Red, green, the line. Green, the line.
To throw is Watson. He will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football is pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bay-Bay, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. Throw left side complete. It's Griffin. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Richmond. Tiger.
Here's Watson now on second down. It's complete to Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 54 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they bring.
On both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Tyreek Hill set to return it. Oh, a nice spin. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Chiefs coming back onto the field, as we noted earlier, going to take on the Colts this weekend. 12-4 in the regular season. You get the first-round bye. Number one offense in the NFL. That's the good part, but the defense has left something to be desired.
Yeah, they rank 31st. That's just one step from the bottom in terms of total defense in the NFL. But they do rush the passer very well. Tied for the league lead in sacks. Their thing is, can they get a couple of key takeaways and just get the ball back to Mahomes and win a lot of shootouts?
And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mahomes to throw on second down, eluding the pressure right. Going deep here for Watkins. And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Black 58 rail!
Give him a gain of 38.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You got to just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw. When they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations, the ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First catch on that one for Kelsey, and it's a first down.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now Mahomes. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a third down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Stand up in.
They go play fake. Mahomes. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his second touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Chiefs are in for 6.
Touchdown.
Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
They're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Butker now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Green the line!
Watson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And down he'll go at the 25. A gain of 6 there on first.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second down, here's Watson. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Here's the dangerous Tyreek Hill. And out come the Chiefs now. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10
Left,
at their 38.
SOS, SOS, SOS.
Mike, 41, Mike.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out.
Left, 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 left.
41's coming. 41's a Mike.
Now Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that. The defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Left, left, left,
I
left.
think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm touched that you actually wrote something like that.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Alert 3.
So.
Check.
So.
Motion out of the backfield.
Z.
41's the Mike. 41's
Z.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And that one incomplete. Had some position, but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90.
55. Mike 55. I'm here all day.
Z. So.
They do go for it. It's Mahomes. Flush to his right. And going deep for Hill. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs have broken our ties and take the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 21-14. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
You just watch 88 over there. Just watch 88.
On first down, it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Allen Bailey in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
He finds his target, Fuller. Will Fuller, nobody there to stop him. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
Hey, watch his
Slow.
Watch his flat. Watch his
Mahomes now to throw.
motion.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
Ace.
Check nickel.
Z.
Mike, right here. 41 Mike.
Ace. Slow.
Motion.
So that'll back him up 5.
Left. Z. Ready. Blue 45.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Over. Roy.
Z.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Tight ends on the loosey. 3 down.
Come back.
3 down.
After the interception, here's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he
Come
did.
back, come back.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He's going to air one out. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Strong right, strong right. It's our time. It's our time. 59's Mike.
Throwing again is Watson. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but
Mike.
always so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Man, I got you.
Throwing right side, that's complete. Demaryius Thomas. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Odd. 3 down. Odd.
They'll run with Miller. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Allen Bailey in on the stop.
That was an example of excellent defense there. They stuffed him. So now he brings up a 3rd down situation. If I'm calling plays here, I make sure I put it in the hands of my quarterback and get it to a receiver real fast. I'm not running the ball here.
You're on an island over there. Single receiver. Check 88. Check.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1.
Check.
Catch made by Miller. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
You got 3.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Oh, yeah.
Watson.
Here we go again.
Now he'll escape. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Anthony Hitchens.
Tiger.
Behind the line, and that's a loss of a yard.
53. Mike. Watch the curl.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So they get the field goal here at the end of the second quarter and take the lead into the lockers.
And isn't that what every team wants to do? Right at the end of the half, put points on the board, and go into the locker room feeling a lot better about themselves.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Z. Slow.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Steps away to his left. He's going to look deep for Watkins. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second half begins with a run from Miller. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Red, black 22. Black 22. Reset, reset, reset.
To throw on second is Watson.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long.
Three down.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. An exciting week with a divisional round coming up on the NFC side of things, Charles. Dallas at L.A., the Rams. Philadelphia at New Orleans. What do you think?
Well, I can't wait because Dallas at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams feel like they've gotten their mojo back down the stretch on offense. Dallas feels like they can pound and bruise against anyone with Ezekiel Elliott carrying the load. That's going to be a marquee game. And how about Philadelphia, New Orleans, the defending Super Bowl champs? Here comes Nick Foles again. New Orleans, the number 1 seed at home. They don't lose at home in the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era in the playoffs. This is going to be fun. Remember, they played earlier this year, and New Orleans wiped out Philadelphia.
And you'll be calling that game. Enjoy it, partner.
Can't wait. An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Second down, Williams. Nifty move. And now running right through it. Through an opening, and there he goes. 30, 10. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, 91 yards. And the Chiefs are in for 6. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Butker now to kick this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 4 down. Alert.
Black 99, feel it.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Watson now to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10.
4 down.
Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Even. 4.
Now Watson, gonna throw again. Caught left side, Hopkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey, boys, we got 4.
From the red zone now, Watson stays on his feet. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Griffin. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Red, green the line. Green the line.
To the air yet again, Watson. Throw right side into the hands of Akins. And here he'll get it down to the 7. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
Green the line. Green the line.
Watson looks to throw again. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Here we go. Tight right.
On the ground with his tight end. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown.
Run it.
Jordan Akins punching it in from a yard away. And the Texans are in for 6. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Touchdown. You got you, son.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And now here comes Kansas City. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show.
Black 58
most of them
rail!
are creating
Black
and
58
getting
rail!
a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
41 Mike. 41.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll come up now second
Black
and 4
58
from
rail!
the 31.
Black 58 rail!
41's the Mike. 41's the Mike. Check 41. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Again, it's Williams.
Slam.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7
Black
yards
58
there, good
rail!
enough to move
Black
the
58
sticks.
rail!
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch
Zing,
time.
zing, zing,
They'll need him to
zing, zing,
continue to
zing.
be productive
Go,
in both the
so,
run
so.
and passing game. I don't need them to try and snatch a victory.
They go play action here on first down. And that's incomplete. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far. Big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually
Black
comes
58
true.
rail!
It's actually
Black
right.
58
It happens
rail!
more often than you might think.
41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike. 6 man. Check curls. Check curls. Check curls.
Their 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line.
Hey, we got 3 down.
To throw is Watson. Wide open receiver complete. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Considering that was not next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Tyreek Hill on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
Zing.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right. And going deep for Hill. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play there, Mahomes to Watkins. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Ace, ace. Here we go. Green, 90. Green, 90.
Here we go. Check him out. Check the call. Check the call.
Z, 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 Z.
Waiting for the red zone now, Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
Ace, ace.
3 down, 3 down. Hey.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green, 39. Z, 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 Z. Z, 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 Z.
Now it's Mahomes again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Key 26. Key 26.
So.
All day.
Z, 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 Z.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. But how about this? It's complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So they pulled a little rabbit out of their hat, nearly for 6, almost got the fake into the end zone. Either way, they're set up really nicely.
So we all fell for the illusion, didn't we? Did they saw someone in half on stage
well
on that one? I mean,
well
that was
played.
something right there. We fell for the fake in a big
Black
way,
58
as did
rail.
the defense.
Black 58
and look what
rail.
it turned into, a monster play, and now they're set up inside the 5-yard line.
Mahomes to throw once more. Being chased out left.
Be a long day.
This is caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. Butker now to add the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Butker now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation.
Red.
They've got
Green
all their
the line.
timeouts,
Green the
so we are
line.
not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. Out. 3 down.
Richmond.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
You got 3 down.
The carry here to the tight end. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
3 down.
Richmond.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
Reset.
Ready? Watch the safety creep.
Throwing now, Watson. Dancing to his left. Completion left side to Miller. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Two times. Alert. 3 down. Kill.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down.
They'll toss it to Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Tight end right. Hey, 4 down.
Look at this, a tight carry. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. Now it's Miller. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence And you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard, you're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet.